This is a HeadGum podcast.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to A Funny Feeling Podcast. I'm Betsy Sidaro.
And I'm Marcy Jarrow. This is a podcast where comedians tell us their paranormal experiences, and we listen to yours as well.
Oh, yeah. And if you have one of these paranormal experiences that you want to share with us, please email it to us at funnyfeelingpod@gmail.com.
Now get cozy.
And prepare yourself to be scared silly.
This is a Funny Feeling podcast. Hey, guys.
Hello, everyone.
Look, we're not going to do an opening story this week.
That's right.
Or whatever we call
We have
our...
a really fun guest, and we just talked
Forever. We could have talked 10 times longer
yeah,
than we did.
This could have been a really rad 12-spot episode.
Yeah, but
12 episodes, 3 hours each.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're just going to skip the opening and get right to our guest.
So enjoy.
Yeah. Marcy.
Betsy.
Are you ready
I
for
am
our
ready.
guest?
I'm excited.
I'm so pumped. I was telling you, we've met a bunch in the green room at UCB.
Honestly, that's how you want to get on the show? Get in the green room at UCB.
Get in the green room, and I don't know how, but Ghost came up, and I can't remember how. And I asked this person, do you have a ghost story? And she was like, I see dead people. And I was like, oh, fuck! You gotta come on.
And then
She's awesome. She's an actor, comedian, director, writer, has her own podcast called Mega. Please welcome Holly Laurent. Welcome. Before we begin, what's your podcast all about?
I'm so happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Oh my God, yeah, thanks for being here. We're so pumped.
And then I'm getting y'all on my pod.
We love
my
it.
pod, your pod, everybody's pod.
Everybody's pod.
It's called Mega, and it's a fully improvised satire where we play characters who work at a fictitious mega church.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. I love that.
Okay, fantastic.
Because my dad is actually a pastor at a mega church. I grew up in church. I used to work at a mega church.
What?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wait, what? And are we talking like mega church, like Starbucks is in this church?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Wait, I've never
I'm
been inside
fascinated
one
with
of those
those.
mega churches, but I'm from Louisiana, so we have multiple mega churches. Like that's big business down there. And like this, and it recently they like renovated, but there was like the Jimmy Swaggart Center where it's like just like a skeleton of like what was to be because he got like arrested before it was like all finished. So it's like all these really tall buildings in like Baton Rouge where there's no tall buildings, you know.
Whoa.
He just couldn't stop with the sex workers, could he? He loved the sex workers.
Wasn't it fraud too? Like I feel like he also did some more illegal things than just that.
Yeah. Isn't he the cousin of, or am I messing it up? The pianist.
Oh yeah, Great Balls of Fire.
Yeah.
What's that?
Who am I trying to say?
Someone is screaming at us.
Oh yeah, somebody.
Jerry Lee Lewis.
Jerry Lee Lewis.
Jerry Lee Lewis.
Jerry Lee Lewis? Is that a comedian?
No, that's Jerry Lewis. You're
Yes,
thinking
Jerry
of.
Lee Lewis.
Wait, I gotta look this
Jerry
up.
Lewis is glazing like that guy, right?
Oh, I'm famous. Yeah, that's my impression.
It's something Lee.
I'm just going. Jerry
Is it
Lewis.
Lee Harvey Oswald?
Yes, that's it. I love the fact that like we're having this conversation and somewhere someone in their car
It's
is
just losing their mind. Great Balls of Fire.
Yeah, it's Jerry Lee Lewis
Yes.
and Jimmy Swaggart.
Yes, they're cousins.
Whoa.
Funny little fact too, they're cousins, and Jerry Lee Lewis married his 13-year-old cousin.
Oh boy, yeah, that's right.
Funny, right?
Funny fact.
That's a fun fact.
That's a funny, fun fact.
Have sex with kids.
Yeah, your
that's
kids-
cool.
Yeah,
You're-
God loves it.
You're like second cousin or something, or maybe it was a first. I don't know. It
Oh
was
my
nasty.
goodness gracious! But like Jimmy Swaggart was like really good on the piano too, like Jerry Lee Lewis, like and
that would make me want to go to church.
yeah, and he got them all riled up in the pews because
Yeah.
he was like, and he had that kind of like showmanship,
Yeah.
and they kind of came up together.
Whoa.
Yeah.
crazy.
That's so wild you grew up in that world.
Yeah, it was very, very weird. So early on, my dad was like an itinerant, like a traveling evangelist.
Yeah.
My parents had a Christian rock band in the 70s called the Good News Circle, and they were just traveling around.
That's cool sounding.
It was pretty great. I still have their like vinyl albums and stuff.
Oh my God.
In fact, I was totally obsessed with The Leftovers on HBO.
Yeah.
And it comes to season 3 and I know it's the final season and I'm completely obsessed with it. And so I'm like, making my food and getting ready to just sit down and savor every moment of it. I loved it so much. And the season 3, episode 1 kicks off. And at the beginning of every season, they would have this weird kind of like short film that fit in symbolically somehow or something. And you never really knew what it was.
Yeah.
So they had this one at the beginning of season 3 where these pilgrims are like these early Americana like pilgrims are standing on the roof, like waiting for Jesus to come back and everything. And this song is playing and I was like getting these weird tingles. And I was like, man, this sounds like a Good News Circle song. I'm being crazy. This sounds like it's my parents' band. I'm the crazy one. Like, of course I'm like seeing things. And then they start singing and I'm like, this is my...
Holy shit!
And it was in the beginning. And I called my parents and I was like, hey, your song was in the beginning of an HBO show. Like, have you heard anything?
Yeah, do you know this?
And they're like, no, but wait, that was dozens of decades ago. And they're like,
no, get your check.
I know. Well, I guess like 6 months later, they got a check for like $700 or something. And they were like, we got the HBO money for the song.
Wait, where are they from?
They're from right now, Southwest Michigan, Northwest Indiana.
I was just trying to place the accent that you were doing. I was like, are they Australian?
My mom is the most like Midwestern. Speaking of prairie woman, she begins every time she speaks. She goes, you know what? And it's just her wind up. It's just her inhale. You know what? You know what? And we don't even know she's doing it. But when somebody else comes around, they're always like, what? And we're like, shut up. She's not asking.
She's just breathing.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
That's just so funny.
You know what? That squirrel's eating all my bird seed and we're at war. You know what? I just made some Chex Mix and I put cashews in it. Those are fancy nuts. She's like,
she sounds perfect. You know what? She sounds perfect.
I got to go down to Walgreens. You want anything?
I think I would be great friends with her. I was at war with a squirrel who was eating all my birdseed.
You were?
Yeah.
Wait, on your window? Is that for your cat? I noticed that when I walked in.
Well, on the side window, there was I had to move it to that one because the one by my porch, a squirrel could just crawl over to the little bird feeder.
Aww.
And then I was like, and then it drove the cat crazy. The cat kept attacking the window, trying to get the squirrel. And I was like, Bo, that squirrel's bigger than you.
Yeah, you'd be done for.
You can't mess with that squirrel.
You'd be done for, Bo.
That squirrel's wild.
Bo's little. He's a little baby.
He's a little baby.
He's a pretty little baby.
He's so sweet. Oh, I just love Bo so much.
So fascinating. So we always start by asking everyone, what, if anything, do you believe about the paranormal?
Well, it's hard to say what is happening with me because I have all this weird influence of having been raised evangelical.
Yes.
Where all the grown-ups in my life were telling me all the time in all seriousness with absolute conviction that there are angels and demons in a waging a spiritual battle and warfare around us invisibly constantly.
What?
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
I mean, that's
Holy
intense.
Shit.
It's intense. And now I look back and I'm like, you normalize everything growing up. You're like, that's normal. That's what a dad does. That's what a brother does, And then you grow up and you're like, wait, that was fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, all the grown-ups in my life are telling me I'm surrounded by invisible demons all the time who are seeking to devour my soul.
Oh, fuck.
Good night.
Jesus.
Betsy, you were saying you're having trouble sleeping lately. Like, yeah, I always had trouble sleeping.
Yeah, I bet.
Because I was like, and I even saw my dad, cast demons out of people,
really?
quote unquote.
He slapped their forehead.
He would lay his hands on them and be like, in the powerful name of Jesus, I command you to leave this girl. In the powerful name of Jesus, like, Satan, I command that you release this woman. Like, stuff where I'm looking at this girl, she's foaming at the mouth, her eyes are rolled back, guttural noises coming out of her body. And it took me till I was probably 30, mid 30s to be like, oh, when people have grand mal seizures, those are all like,
Oh my God. I never thought of it like that. I thought maybe someone getting caught up in the moment, but like someone having
think that
a
happens
literal
too as
seizure
well.
yeah.
and being
But
like,
yeah,
I got slapped around while I was having a seizure. Not me. Like, like
Someone tried to cast a demon out of you?
no, we let him stay.
yeah, just keep them in there.
It's funny, when we would get the flu as kids, they would anoint us with oil and pray over us for like the spirits to release us from being sick
Oh
and stuff.
my God! Did you get medicine?
Yeah, thank goodness.
Okay.
It wasn't like Christian Science.
Yeah,
I had some friends that
Whoa.
were Christian Science, and they were like, yeah, we just got prayed. The community would come over and pray.
Yipes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is scary. I mean, but see, did you ever, this might be too personal of a question. I grew up in the time of when you got sick, you would get a suppository up your butt. Did you
Or
ever
like,
that?
if you were like nauseous sick, like
Yeah.
like I at least once or twice.
I never got that.
Yeah.
What? I never got that. Come on.
I'll give you one.
That sounds awesome.
You said you weren't feeling great. I'll put
yeah,
a
I'm a little
suppositor.
under the weather. Shove it in my butt.
Yeah.
Betsy, this might be the time to try. You're feeling under the weather. Let's
I
do
got a
this.
No,
suppository.
you have a cold, but I'll stick it up your butt anyway.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, we would get
Whoa.
my mom would go get the big Vaseline tub. And then she'd put a
Now, would
suppository in
she
our butt.
pray while she did it? Because that's another level.
Yeah.
I would if I was a mom having to do some
Dear
butt work
God,
on a
help
kid.
me.
Gotta pray.
Have you ever heard the old like one of those like home remedies where if someone had a yeast infection, they'd stick a clove of garlic up their vagina with like in like muslin, like that cheesecloth.
What?
No.
That's
Garlic.
old,
Not
right?
garlic.
That's like,
No, I feel like people still do that kind of stuff.
whoa.
It's because like a yeast infection, you're so desperate you'll do anything. You'd be like, what do I have to do? Microwave my
Garlic?
underpants? I'm in.
Garlic? Okay, great.
Sit in a tub of yogurt? Got it.
Proof my butt.
Right. Yogurt would feel
Whoa.
good down there. It would be nice and cool.
My sister, I remember a fight that my brother and sister got into when we were little. Was my brother was eating some yogurt and my sister screamed, "Don't eat that yogurt, that's for my tootie." And she had been like wiping herself with it, like, so she was, I'm pretty sure she may have dipped toilet paper into the container.
Oh, so it was cootery.
Wait, what's a tootie? A butt or a
tootie's
giny?
her giny.
A tootie
That's
for
my
a
tootie
giny?
yogurt.
Tootie.
And she was done. Whoa.
Tootie like on Facts of Life.
Oh, okay. Now it's all making sense.
What did you grow up calling it? We called it a Susie.
Tootie.
Tootie?
A vagina? Cooter?
Cooter?
But that came later when it was kind of more funny to
But
call
like,
it a
what
cooter.
what would your grandmother? I mean, maybe she
I
never talked about your
to my-
vagina.
I never really knew my grandparents.
But like, yeah, when we were little, they'd be like, "Oh, make sure you clean your duty."
Probably like, I don't know really.
And boys had tallywhackers.
Tallywhackers.
Wow, that's a lot of syllables.
Tallywhacker.
Wow. Tallywhacker. It kind of sounds like what it is.
A
Yeah,
tallywhacker. Yeah. Absolutely.
it's adorable. A little
Why can't we say
tallywhacker.
vagina?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
I mean, people in the South just aren't saying the words they're supposed to for a lot of things.
For a lot of
so,
things.
You know,
Yeah, like the Civil War and stuff.
Yeah, that was the War of Northern Aggression.
yeah, exactly.
We're just trying to like fight for
I will
industry,
say
man.
that is a current day rebrand. That is not growing up with.
Oh,
what-
it's a current day one?
current day rebrand.
Okay.
No one when I was a kid, like they were going to do Civil War reenactments. They weren't going to
Oh.
do a Northern aggression
reenactment.
Yeah.
And they were proud to be on the Confederate side, but even
Yeah,
still,
yeah, of course,
Yeeks.
of course.
Yeeks.
Do you still believe in like the angels and demons stuff? Like where are you at now?
I do not.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
And that has been, I kind of deconverted probably all through my 20s.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, it's crazy. You'll still turn over rocks in your brain and be like, whoa, that little bit of
Yeah.
dogma's still under there. You know?
Oh, yeah. We both were raised Catholic and we talk about it a lot on here of just
Yeah.
like it messed me up.
There's stuff in there. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll still have moments where it's like,
Yeah.
should I pray? I'm like, wait, I don't believe in that.
Right.
But if I don't pray, will this bad thing happen or
Yeah.
whatever?
I know. Like just cover my bets,
Yeah. Just in case. So you're saying that these old things you used to believe you no longer, but is there anything that you like, do you believe in aliens, ghosts, any of this stuff? Or
I 100% believe in aliens.
Yes.
I've been watching all the like videos with that the naval officers are like
yeah?
taking in the
Oh,
air when they
yeah.
see these objects that are flying with the shape of them and the thrust of them
Yeah.
and how they're moving
Yeah.
like isn't using aerodynamics and like air pressure in the way that we use,
Right.
Yeah.
like we're like, oh, okay, we lift when we have a higher pressure underneath the wing.
Right.
But these objects are moving in ways and at speeds. And I go and look at all the like videos
Yeah.
and you can't tell what you're looking at most
Yeah,
of the
no.
time.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to take your word for it. But I think it's just whenever I listen to those TED Talks about the cosmos and about just the vast, I'm like, there's no way we're alone.
right.
No.
It's just that it's so big, we probably can't get to each other. Or I have a little bit of a theory that if there are more advanced beings than us, which I'm sure there are,
Yeah.
we evolutionarily on this little blue dot, we've gotten this far,
Yeah.
where we have these phones in our pockets that's like quantum mechanics and stuff, and we think we're pretty advanced.
Yeah.
But like, I think if they are advanced enough to be reaching us
Yeah.
across that much distance, my hunch is they might be watching us and be like, whoa, let's give them some time, y'all, because they very warlike and destructive.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's funny that we always think if they come, they're going to fucking destroy us and they're going to kill us
Yes.
all and whatever, because that's what we're like.
Yeah,
So
because
our
that's-
projection is telling us a lot about
that
the projection.
insecurity
Yeah.
is just like, oh, you're going to make fun of me, so I better
Yeah.
kill you or whatever.
Right.
And it's like, no.
Yeah. But I'm like, I'm sure that if they're that advanced, they have figured out that like peace is the only way to survive.
Yes.
So the
I like this.
Wow.
Yes.
otherwise you
Wow.
destroy each other, which is
That's
probably
not
what's
what we
happening
say
here.
here on the podcast. We say, get your gun.
We said, everybody get your gun.
Everybody get your gun.
Yeah.
Get your gun on. But yeah, that makes
your gun
perfect
on.
sense to me. That
And so I think they're watching us. These things maybe that these pilots are seeing, they're coming in and I don't know.
Yeah.
They might be having a look at us and being like, let's give this some time. Maybe they even are moving in time. And
Yeah.
I think we are too. But
I bet they're sending their version of a drone out.
right.
Being like,
Ooh,
we're not
yes.
sending our
Yeah, we don't need to
people.
go there yet.
Right.
No, we're just gonna go look at some stuff. Oh, they see us. Let's get it out of there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Little
exactly.
Remote control thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they still have a joystick. They don't.
Oh,
their
absolutely.
technology has not gotten.
Yeah.
Their brains are unbelievable, but their technology is still the 80s.
Yeah,
it's great.
Atari.
They're playing Atari.
Yeah, they love
days.
They're playing
Atari.
Centipede.
I love that. That's like in the movie Arrival.
I love that movie.
I did too.
Oh, me too.
And my friend Mono, you know Mono.
Yeah,
Yeah. We got in a fight about it because he was hoping that it would be like kind of Independence Day, like a big battle.
Yeah.
And I thought that's what it was going to be. But then I was so happy it wasn't.
Yeah. I know.
Because it is like, oh, yeah, they came to kind of help us or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
And
it.
It was fascinating.
I mean, if you think about it, every relationship that's important, you can lives or dies by communication.
Thank you.
And that's the whole point
Yeah.
of the movie.
Yeah,
Thank
and that their language was sort of circular because of because of their point of view, what they
Yeah.
learned. And if you think about our language, it's all very like we have like subject, verb, preposition, object of preposition.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
and we're just very this like linear sort of like minimal kind of like it's just we're still kind of small.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
In our thinking. And I loved in that movie when they were like, your ability to think depends on the language that you speak.
Yes.
Which makes me think like, oh my gosh, I want to be with people who speak 10 languages because they
Yeah.
literally can think more than I
Yes.
can.
Yeah, right?
Oh, no.
I'm not going to learn 10 languages.
No,
or,
I'm bad at
I'm going to
that.
smoke pot and enjoy you knowing 10 languages.
And ask you to say the same sentence in all of those languages, please.
The other thing is, I think that things like mushrooms and like psilocybin on the brain and stuff kind of does this thing where it just gives us little glimpses into the sort of interconnectedness and the it just almost makes me think of like there's so much we don't know. We're limited by the language that we speak.
Yeah.
We're limited by our brain.
Yeah. I saw a rainbow yesterday when I was walking my dog and I was like, ooh, and I just stopped and stood there and I could really see the purple. A lot of times you can't see the purple really well. And I was like, whoa. And then my first thought was like, I only see red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. I see 6. But like if a butterfly looks at that, they see like thousands of colors. Because they have different rods and cones and they see, and like
no fair.
I love
right? Like we only see it, we only think there's this many colors because that's all we have receptors for.
Yeah. Wow.
But like there's thousands and thousands and thousands of colors. Like imagine what this room looks like.
I was
to
just,
a butterfly.
as you were describing that, I was like, what would this room look
Imagine
like?
what
Holy
Betsy's
shit.
outfits ever look
Your
like.
jacket would
It's
make
very bright.
it would make a
Yeah.
butterfly feel high.
Oh, good. I'm going to go find some butterflies and fuck them up. I do love thinking of, and like Kurt Vonnegut in Slaughterhouse-Five, there's like a big part where these aliens abduct, what's his name? Kilgore Trout? Is he the lead in it? And he's essentially in that zoo, and they're like, oh, you don't have the capacity to understand and see what we look like because you only use a tenth of your brain or whatever. Yeah. So you can't even imagine this dimension we're in. And that I remember blowing my mind of like, oh, of course.
Yeah. And I think that's what some drugs do is it just opens up your mind a little bit to be like, oh, maybe there's a whole bunch of stuff that we don't see it. It's like the fish saying to the other fish, like, how's the water today? And the fish being like, what's water?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
what we're in.
You're talking about nothing. And that's what they say we're in. We're in the Higgs field or whatever. And which is like what water is to a fish. But the fish is like, oh, you're talking about nothing.
This is it. This is our life.
But we're in a field of stuff that we don't even sense. That's why like the Hadron Collider, when they're colliding things in the Hadron Collider, they're getting like little big bits of like the Higgs field to drip off and they're capturing drips of what we're in.
What?
Isn't that great?
This is fucking me up. Yeah, that's awesome.
Big thoughts. Big
Thoughts coming at you, Marcy.
So I'll just tell you.
Two big thoughts.
So when I was little and I believed in demons.
Oh.
So my whole life I've had this thing where it's so hard to explain, but it used to always happen when I would be alone in bed at night. I would feel, this feels very alienish. And it wasn't every night, but a lot of times, I don't know if it was when I got in the right headspace. I don't know if it's from the inside out or if it was something from the outside in. But this thing would start to happen above me where I would feel almost like this, to say it was warm or that it was a light is like wrong, but I don't know how else to say it. It's like I don't have words for this thing would like come over me, like coming down in the room, and I would be overcome with this sensation of, and the really weird thing is my teeth would always feel really, all my teeth would like change and I would feel like my teeth were becoming huge. This sounds like a really dumb, but it's what would always let me know like, oh, it's starting to happen. Is my teeth would feel weird. And then I would feel like my teeth were big in that like it almost felt like I was shrinking. These weird sensations.
Yeah.
And I would, as a kid, I would be like, God, and I would just say like, God, like, is this God?
Yeah.
Like coming down, and I would be in this sort of like beam. Even the word beam, it doesn't work, but there's no better. But so, and then there were also these times where I would like sort of like it almost would feel like energetically a tornado entered my room, and I would be like, oh no. A demon.
Of course.
And I would get this thing where my eyes would close so tight and I couldn't open my eyes, and I was trying to open my eyes and I was not asleep. And I was trying so hard to open my eyes, and there were times where I could see it in my mind's eye, even though my eyes were like squeezing shut.
Yep.
And like huge, like I remember one time this massive black, like taloned, like almost like a bird claw hand that was bigger than my whole body came down on my body, and one of the talons, like of the fingers, like went into my mouth.
Oh no!
Wait, that
is so
truly
gross.
the most horrifying thing I've heard in
Holy
so long.
shit.
Yeah, and I was like, a demon, and so I would start trying to say the name of Jesus because I'd seen my parents do it, but I like wouldn't be able to talk because the thing was in my mouth.
in your damn mouth.
Yeah, and so in my mind I'd be like, Jesus, 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 Jesus. I did end up like developing sleep disorders because I would not let myself go to sleep because I tried to say the name of Jesus all night long so that a demon didn't come inside my body and take me over.
Oh my God!
Holy shit! How often did this happen?
I would say weekly, monthly.
Okay,
It happened all
So
the
it's
time.
like not, it was happening all the time. Gotcha.
And then I would like know things.
Yeah.
Like I would know things about people. So it's just this weird where I was like, I look back now and I'm like, I was in a world where the language they gave me was God and Satan, angel and demon, heaven and hell. And we're in this earth space in between, and this spiritual warfare is being waged around us. And I was tapping into it. Or something.
Yes, something was happening.
I was sensitive to it or something.
Whoa.
So now I look back and I'm like, okay, with a new language and a more grown-up perspective.
Yeah.
And now it's funny, I say I'm an atheist or a secular humanist now, but I feel like even the more I've, experienced mushrooms and different things like that, I'm starting to be like, I don't know if like it's almost too comfortable and easy for me to be an atheist. To just be like, no, there's nothing is almost too easy. And I think I hid out there for like a decade being like, it feels good to just finally know there's nothing. Yeah. Dum, dum, all done. Everything's simple and easy. And now I'm getting to the point where I'm like, I don't know. I think there might be something, and the something might be like the collective us. Like, we are all the exact same thing. We think we're individuals, but like when you see a kid in a cage at the border, the reason you're upset is because you're like, I'm in a cage. Yeah. I'm homeless. I'm like, we are. I don't know. What were you going to say? I can tell you're about to say something, and I don't know.
No,
I
this
love what
is
you're
fascinating.
saying. Because I was just saying that like that everything in our world has a purpose. Like there is a very like specific purpose behind everything. Like if you see a bird that has vibrant blue feathers, it's for a reason. It's to attract the mate, and it's the environment that it lives in, and it's mimicking some other thing in that environment. Like whatever it is, like that's a reason. So to think, I mean, not to be like religious and all, but like to think that like people are just walking around and there's no rhyme or reason to what we're doing here. It doesn't feel correct.
Oh yeah.
That's an interesting. I saw a spider recently that it has a marking on it that looks like a fucking skull.
Ew!
And it's so terrifying. And the spider is basically like, "Don't fuck with me.
Yes.
I'm 100%
Stay away
poisonous."
from me.
I'm sure there are people who could argue like that's just like Darwinian like kind of survival things, but it still feels like why is it so important that thing survives if it's not for like I don't know. Maybe it's all for nothing. I don't know.
Yeah.
And why do we have the receptors we have? Speaking of cannabis, why do we have receptors for cannabis? Like some species that are close to us can eat, smoke, everything cannabis and never
Nothing
have a single
happens.
nothing.
Yeah.
We have these receptors.
Yeah.
Where do we,
What's it for?
What's it for?
Yeah.
What's it all for, y'all?
Shit.
But no, I don't know what it is, and I don't know what's happening, but I know I have a sensitivity to it. It's funny. I've been going. There's this girl in Silver Lake who's so great. Her name's Kat, and she's this kind of like clairvoyant, like oogly boogly type, where she reads your Akashic records.
And what are those?
Do you know about the Akashic
I
records?
don't know.
It's basically like everything's already been written. Like it's like this giant book that exists somewhere, and you can access it by like just like meditation or like not channeling, but something like that, where you're just like tapped into the Akashic records, and like everything that could ever be conceived of is up there. So if you want to like do anything, you can like ask the Akashic record to like show you the way. Or
and it's people. It's like people. So you go sit with her. Yeah. And here I am. I'm like, I don't believe anything, and yet I go to these people all the time because I'm just like, what do you got to say? Yeah. And I sit down with her and I'm like, I just want you to know I don't believe in past lives and all this stuff. And the whole thing with the Akashic records is she's reading your past, present, and future lives, like from the people who are in the room with us that we can't see, but who she can hear from.
What? Wait Wait, what?
And I was like, who are the people that are telling you this stuff? Because she was telling me stuff where I was like, how do you honest to God know this?
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, who are these people? I was talking to my therapist about it at the time, and she was like, the way I understand it is like, it could have even have been me. Like a current person. Like the clairvoyant could be accessing like my therapy, like a current like psychically or something. I don't know how to.
Wait, so your therapist was like, she could be accessing me, the therapist? Mm-hmm. And not
like
you.
Learn about these.
Because she's asking people in the room. It's so weird too, because I would ask her a really specific question.
Yeah.
And she would be like, hold on, let me ask.
Really?
And she would close her eyes and she would just go away for a minute. And then she'd come back and be like, whoa, okay, here's the thing. And she would speak into my life with such intense specifics, my mouth would hang open. And I'd be like,
what?
Who is telling you this and how are you doing this? And especially because like, I don't believe it, but like, it's very effective. And then,
whoa.
And so and then I've had... Anyway, people like her, I've had many people like her come to me and be like, hey, can we have lunch? Can we whatever? And they sit with me over lunch and go, just so you know, you've got the thing. And I'm like,
oh shit.
And I'm like, nah, and they're
you've got the thing.
They're like, you have it, right? And I'm like, well, I'm sort of like an alcoholic that's like, it's not a problem.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
What's the thing?
I'm not there yet. They're just like, it's you're seeing things, right? You're hearing things, right? You're sensing things, things you shouldn't know. And I'm like,
I don't believe
it's not a problem. I can just drink socially. It's cool.
Whoa.
And it just happened to me when I was in Denver a few weeks ago. So I sat down for lunch with someone and he's like, cool. He's like, I go on journeys for people. I'll do it for you. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I put on a these like blinder, like an eye mask, so I can't see anything. I put this drumming, percussive, like rhythmic beat thing in my ears, like old like drum circle stuff that sort of makes you trance-like. And he's like, and I go on a journey, and he's like, I hear from animals, and they tell me stuff for people. I was like, I'm in. He's like, if you ever want me to go on a journey for you, I'll go ask all your animals. And they're just like representatives of stuff, like parts of your personality. He's like, I'll go ask all your animals, come back with the message. I was like, let's go.
Do it.
I haven't done it yet though.
That's so
but he's
cool.
great. I should have him come on when he comes back from. He's in Denver.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
His name's Randall, and he's so funny and he's so great. He's an amazing improviser. He plays with the Improvised Shakespeare Company.
Oh, great. Okay.
And he's cool, and like maybe he could do that for you, and he could come because he sees stuff too. So. Anyway, I'm talking all around it, but I'm not. So I don't know how to describe what happens to me now.
I'm so curious,
I feel like
but also,
you maybe don't want to say everything.
I'll say it all. Okay. Here's the.
I'll say it all.
Let me give you an example. Okay. And it's funny because I'm just.
Oh, you just opened up a huge book. The diary. Here you go.
Sorry about all this dust, ladies. I've just actually started sort of admitting it to myself and saying it to other people without shame. I think I've sort of been really afraid to tell people for a long time because I'm afraid people will be like, cool, you're psycho,
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is. But and it's not. Okay, let me just I'll give you two examples. One happened in Paris.
Ooh la la. Ooh la la, France.
Escargot.
Champagne.
Eiffel Tower. That river. Isn't there a river?
The Seine.
That's the one.
The Seine.
The Seine.
I don't know.
The sun.
And scene.
Perfect.
River. So I'll tell you this one. So my husband Greg and I, do you know Greg Hess? He's in Cook County Social Club.
Yeah.
He's an improvised Shakespeare.
Yes,
He's
I love
the pointy
him.
one. He's so great.
He's so great.
He's pointy. He's tall and pointy. Super funny. He's great. He and I stayed in this Airbnb in Paris. We checked in the first night. We're like, this place is so cute. It's so great. It is like in this old building.
Yes.
And it just had all kinds of like character dripping from it. And we check in and it would just, you could feel there was a lot of just history in this place. And so first night we go to sleep and he goes right to sleep because he's a blessed soul who hasn't had trauma in this lifetime.
He didn't have a bunch of demons and angels fighting over his fucking bed.
Claws down your
Putting
throat.
talons in your mouth.
God.
Jesus Christ.
It's kind of, I feel so free actually just finally talking about it, because I feel like I've been going through like a big, huge life transformation in the last like 6 months or so.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
Where I'm like, I feel huge life change, where I'm going from, I think I was really angry.
Okay.
And I didn't want to be angry, and I was doing all these things, and I was going to therapy, and I was smoking pot, and I was comedy, and all my comedy was like, I'm working out my anger, all these things, I'm going to do something productive with it. And I knew I was angry, but, and I tried so long to just not be angry, and I didn't know how to not. I just was, because I think the first third of my life was just fear. Fear. You probably shouldn't tell a kid they're surrounded by invisible monsters all the time.
And what's the emotion right next to fear?
Anger.
Yeah, because it protects you.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. And it's a natural evolutionary response to fear.
Yes.
And but like, Christian and everything, that's like, that's a shameful emotion, and it's an unpleasant emotion, and also I think like I had so much shame from the Christian stuff, just believing that I was intrinsically wrong, like
all the time. Yeah, for everything you thought.
Literally,
that's very Catholic.
Born
too.
with original sin, like you were just born. Right. Like already before you even got a chance to choose a thing. Yeah.
You're deserving of a very real hell.
And they're like, you're not allowed to be like that. And it's like, what?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So not helpful.
Isn't it weird in therapy when your therapist is like, what do you mean good or bad? And you're like, what? If there's not good and bad, then I don't understand anything.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. But I've been doing this work. Like, I feel like my therapist for so long was just like asking me to let go of those thoughts that weren't serving me. And I was like, how? They arrive unnoticed. Mm-hmm. How do I? But what I've learned is that like through observing your thoughts and through basically, I think we are robots, and I don't know why we're here, but we are. Like, we're robots. I had a concussion recently, and like I behaved differently because my robot wiring was like off, and I was acting like a different person.
Whoa!
How long?
Like 2 weeks. I was very angry. I was
But that happens with head injuries and stuff too.
Scary.
That people get upset and angry.
And now I'm like, this is why all the football players are punching their wives.
Yeah.
I punched pillows. I threw things like this.
My God.
These like tantrums where I wasn't in control of myself. I was so angry, and I would be like boiling over and not able to control myself. And it was just because like my brain box, my wires were screwy.
Yeah.
It's really
also
scary.
Like if you're not processing properly, then your brain is a little confused, and so the confusion comes out in like anger, right?
Yeah. So
I had a friend. Like, little kids are always having tantrums because they like don't understand how exactly the world works, and why they can't just have what they want.
Yeah. So I'm walking around. I always, and we were talking about turning over rocks in your brain and being like, that's still under there.
Yeah.
Like all these rocks in my brain are just covering this feeling that I'm wrong and bad. Yeah. It's funny, sometimes like I'll smoke pot and I'll be with my friends who I know love me deeply, have my back, and would like help me hide the body if I called them and said I killed someone, and people who I trust with my life, and I'll be sitting with them and I'll get high and I'll get like a little paranoid or whatever, and I'll start to be like, oh, they're gonna find out. And then they're not going to like me. They're going to find out. I don't even know what. I don't even know what.
Have that.
But it's just this feeling like if they find out, I don't even know what, they won't like me. And I'm like, what is that? Yeah. They love me.
This is a lot of my therapy.
I literally was just talking about in therapy today that like I have a hard time like. I think I'm a huge burden on people, so sometimes I won't ask, like I won't go do things with people because I'm like, they don't really want to, and I'm like a big burden.
I'm the same way.
And so then I isolate myself, and then I'm like, well, I don't have no friends.
Yeah. I'm like, if they contact me, then I'll know that they want to hang out.
But even then I get anxiety about like, I won't want to go because I'm like, they're gonna like, I don't want to like,
oh God,
it's such a terrible thing. Your brains are broken. I don't want to like get too far off track what you were about to tell us about Paris.
Oh yeah, and do we have to take a break?
Oh, I blew by it, so I'll figure it out later.
Okay.
Oh yeah, well, yeah.
So
Paris.
So in Paris. Yeah. And then I'll come back. Remind me to tell you that I went from happy to anger.
If you want to finish that now too.
And then
I'll just finish
Paris.
that thought, which is I don't know how. All I ever wanted was to stop being angry. And I feel like I just spent decades trying to do it. And I don't exactly know how, but I just know that in the last 6 months, like, I'm just not angry anymore. And I'm like happy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm ready to be happy. And I couldn't be there until I was there.
Yeah.
No matter how I tried or how I wanted to force it, or like, I'll do anything. I'll go to here. I'll pay for that. I'll whatever.
And I think sometimes that, because I have that with just other emotions too, of where I so badly don't want to be whatever I'm feeling, that I then become it even more because I get frustrated or whatever, where it's just like, oh, I need to just feel this.
Yeah.
And then I'll be, that's another therapy thing where my therapist is like, just feel it. And it will be over way sooner than you trying to not feel it.
Yeah, that's the thing. You forget when you're in it, like that we all forget that one, feelings are not permanent.
Yes.
Oh,
this is temporary.
man.
And they're not factual.
That's so true.
That's
actually why I recently stopped. Like a year ago, I stopped therapy, was because I was like, I'm sitting here crying for an hour, going over the thoughts over and over and over again that I'm actually trying to, I don't want to keep reinforcing that pathway in my brain, that neural pathway. I'm reinforcing those pathways the longer I sit here and talk about these things. I want to create new pathways. Neuroplasticity. Like I want to jump this track and make a new groove, man.
Yeah.
And like but exactly, it's exactly what you're saying is that like, it's not the thought, it's our thought that's keeping us in pain. And it's that, like, when a thought enters our mind, we attach a story to it because we have a creative left side of our brain that is creative, and we attach a story to it that's usually not true.
Yeah.
But when we are attached to that story, we stay in pain. So what I've started to do is this, like, observing your thoughts, because I could never let go of these thoughts because I didn't even notice when they arrived. You just are thinking something.
Yeah.
You're thinking, I'm a joke. Someone doesn't want to hang out with me. How do I know?
Yeah.
I'm feeling isolated, whatever that thing is. A, it's not true. And B, as soon as you start like observing it and then putting it through that sort of inquiry, I learned that then the thought lets go of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Holy shit.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I think that's so amazing.
Do you know Byron Katie?
No.
It's this woman. She does this thing of like, it's our thoughts that are keeping us in pain. And like, you just have to put your thoughts through this inquiry where you like dissolve the truth. Because most of the time it's not true. Like the things that we're spinning around is not true.
Yeah.
And so anyway, so I started to get happy. It's so scary. And I started to just let myself be happy and
It's
be like,
fun, right?
fuck it. I'm happy. Yeah.
Yes.
And it doesn't mean that I'm not going to be funny anymore. And it doesn't mean anything. It just is like, wow, what a nice break.
Also, being happy doesn't mean that you won't still have moments where you're sad, frustrated, and hurt.
100%.
But that doesn't have to be like it doesn't invalidate those feelings when they happen.
Yeah.
And the more comfortable you are saying like, one, these feelings aren't permanent, they're not based on facts, but that doesn't mean they're not real. I'm not really feeling it.
Right.
Yes.
Like the easier it's been for me to actually like when I have something be like I can like say it a lot easier instead of just like pushing
That's
it
been
down.
gigantic.
Yes, saying it. I cried all day yesterday because I didn't get a job and I felt so sad and I just felt so bad. But I noticed that I just kept saying, this feels so bad. This feels so bad.
Yeah.
I feel really bad and I'm so sad. And there was just something about like admitting, because I think I also grew up believing that I wasn't supposed to be feeling whatever I was feeling.
Oh, yeah.
And identifying with it. It wasn't, if I ever felt jealousy, I'd be like, I'm jealous. And I'm like, oh no, I'm not jealous. I'm experiencing jealousy.
Yeah.
And it's unpleasant, but it's temporary.
I used to think that about my depression, that I was like, you're depressed because because you're bad at living and you don't do the things that you're supposed to do to not be depressed.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
I was like, no, my brain don't make the chemical that makes you
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I think. Like I was sitting in therapy and then I was like, I'm supposed to let go of these thoughts. And then I couldn't let go of the thoughts. So then I'm not only feeling bad about the thoughts I'm having, I'm feeling bad about not being able to fucking let go of them.
not doing the thing you're supposed to be doing.
Well,
kinda.
So anyway, a girlfriend of mine recently said to me, she was like, just tell your robot brain all the time, even though people will think you're mental, just tell your robot brain all the time, like, I accept myself. I accept myself, I accept myself, I accept myself.
Yeah.
And like the robot starts to believe it. And I've been doing it and it's really
You're reprogramming
Yeah, I'm
it.
getting some new grooves in my neural pathways.
Good.
And that brings me to admitting my like things I see.
Yes.
Okay. But I was gonna say, my friend once, she was in like a group therapy, and they did this thing where they look into a mirror, they look right into their own eyes, and they tell themselves these affirmations, so that you have someone looking in your eyes while they're telling you these things about
Oh.
Yeah, because you're someone.
you. Yeah.
I've always thought that too. Like I hate being alone, and then I'm like, wait, I'm not alone. I'm with me,
with me.
and I like all the same stuff as me. Like I'm definitely ordering
We
Joe's.
want.
Exactly.
That is very good because I don't like being alone. But then there are moments where it's like, wait a second, I can do whatever I want. I'm great.
I'm dope. I like all the things I like.
Yeah.
I want to order pizza.
Honestly, that's how I knew my antidepressants were working, because one day I started like giggling to myself and like humming, and I was like, oh yeah, I guess I'm happy now.
Oh yeah, I laugh with myself constantly.
Oh yay! I just did Molly at the Hollywood Bowl for this show. It was really great. And the girl I was with, she started to, right when it started to kick in, she's like, I'm gonna throw up and stuff. I was like, no, you're not. It's fine. And she's like, no, I'm gonna throw up. I don't feel good. I shouldn't have done this. Oh, I made a huge mistake. And I was like, oh no, because I was about to be very high. It was kicking in. I was like, oh no, you're bumming me out, and I feel bad and responsible for making you do this drug with me. She's like, I feel bad. And I heard myself, I just kept saying to her, I kept being like, hey, this is temporary and it's about to get great. What you're feeling is temporary and it's
huge.
about to get great. And after like 3 minutes, she's like, oh, this is awesome. And ever since then, she keeps texting me and being like, hey, whatever you're feeling is temporary and it's about to get great. And I'm like, it's a big...
I love that.
That's awesome.
So I accept myself, I accept myself, I accept myself. And because of that, I now am like not hiding the things. So here's what happened in Paris. Greg immediately falls asleep. And I just started, it almost felt like the walls were creaking.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
like settling, and I'm like,
Yes.
oh, maybe the temperature's dropping outside or something. And then this thing happens where it feels like that beam kind of starts to come, or
my
like the
God.
whirring sort of happens, and it does this thing where like my eyes shut so tight, and I start like my jaw is tight, and
Yep.
my eyes are tight, and I can't, and it's almost, and I wonder if it's like, because I'm a fish that in that moment is a little bit out of the water. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, or the veil between us and them is sort of lifting, and it
Yep.
gets, my ears always ring.
Whoa.
And I also think that it's time, because I think, like Einstein says, that reality is a very persistent illusion.
Yeah.
That like, and that time can like speed up or slow down depending on how high you are or how fast you're moving or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think it's like time. Like, so if time is not an arrow shooting forward from past to present to future,
Yeah.
if it's a little bit more of a bendy, wavy thing, a lot of times what I think is happening is that time just gets real bendy. And so it's not a ghost in your basement. It's a woman doing laundry in her time, and to her, you're the ghost.
Yeah,
Yes.
we've talked about this.
We've talked
a
about this.
bit
I
lately.
love it.
It keeps coming up like in
Yeah.
the past like month or so of
It
like
really
talking
does.
to people.
Really?
Of like multiple people being like, and I think it was just somebody in their time.
Yeah,
I
we had
think it's time.
We had a listener send in a story, and she talked about
Was
how
it the dishes?
yeah, she saw a woman in her kitchen doing dishes, and then the woman looked at her and gasped, and they disappeared. She's like, I think I was the ghost.
Yeah, exactly. I've had that feeling so many times. I just got goosebumps.
Yeah.
And so I think that's I don't know how to explain what's happening, but
Yeah.
that's the thing that sort of comforts me and makes me feel like, oh, maybe it's just a sensitivity and it's not that I'm mental or whatever. It's some kind of, I'm just sensitive to it or
Yeah.
something, and or they can tell. So what happened in Paris was Greg's fast asleep. This starts happening, and so I start clenching and my eyes close really tight.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden there's just this girl standing in the room at the foot of the bed, and she's like, it's like bad, like
Ew.
it's like Sixth Sense, like
Ew.
bloody
Ew.
named, like murder scene
Oh,
of
no.
like the worst thing. But she's looking at me and she's blinking and she's like trying to tell me something, and I'm like, no. I'm so
I
terrified.
don't speak French. I don't
Sweating.
speak French.
Yeah.
Come
And then-
see, come ça.
Je m'appelle.
Escargot. And then it just starts like compounding, and they're everywhere. And what I think was happening
I had so many chills.
was that anyone who was like wrongfully murdered in that building over decades and decades and decades and decades and hundreds of years.
Revolutions and shit.
Yeah, the building's probably 400 years old. All of them were like, oh,
like we found one.
Somebody can see, and it felt like they were wanting some kind of like not justice, but maybe even just like, can you see me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
And it felt like it didn't feel like they were still here. It felt like I was there in that moment.
Whoa.
Or something.
Yeah.
And then the worst one happened.
No.
Where I'm trying, and the whole time I'm trying so hard to open my eyes. Because it's happening inside my head in the room. Because I can't open my eyes.
Yeah.
I'm trying so hard to open my eyes. And when I'm pushing, because I'm like, if I can get my eyes open, I can make it stop.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to push my eyes open. And when I push my eyes open, I look and I see Greg's face on the pillow next to me. And my head is sideways, and I'm looking at his sideways like head.
Yeah.
And he's facing me with his cheek on the pillow. And as I'm looking at him, this woman's face comes up against his face, and she rises up in the bed underneath his body. And he is laying the length of her body, and she's just cheek to cheek with him, staring at me with her eyes open, and she's covered in blood.
Oh my God.
That's fucked up. That should be in a horror movie.
You want to put it in your, take it for this weekend.
I'm taking it. Thank you.
God.
Holy shit.
And she just kind of rises up out of the pillow
and bloody.
looking at me, and I'm screaming, no, get away from him.
Yeah.
And he has no idea. He's sleeping like a little baby.
Yeah, the next day where you're just like, hey, man.
I was like, there's a dead lady, like cradling your entire body, cheek to cheek, bloody face.
That is so scary.
It was so,
that's so fucked.
And I don't watch horror movies because of this sensitivity I have. I get too scared. And because I'm like, this is what's in my mind.
To me.
Yeah. So it feels like being in an 8-hour horror movie the whole night long. And so as soon as Greg woke up, I was like shaking uncontrollably, sobbing, and I'm like, we have to get out of here. We have to get out of here. Can we go for a walk? Can we go for a walk? Can we go get breakfast? Can we go for a walk? We gotta get out of here. We went and got coffee, and we walked along the Seine. And I just sobbed, and I was scared to tell him how bad the visions had been, because I was afraid that he would be like, okay, I think you're psychotic and we need to get you help. And I was like, don't lock me up. That's what they used to do to the gals.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like, throw her in the clinker.
Yeah.
She crazy. And I just told him how bad it was, and I told him about the woman's face under his face. And he, instead of saying you're a psychopath, he said, it seems like when this type of thing starts to happen, your instinct, because you're so terrified, your instinct is just to immediately be like, no, I don't want this. I'm scared. I don't want this. Please, I don't want this. I'm scared. He was like, what if instead you just say yes? And I was like,
I just got chills from that.
Me too.
That just...
And I was like,
your tits got
my
chills?
tits got chills.
The middle of my tits got chills.
The middle,
just the front parts.
Whoa.
It was, and I was like, wow, yeah, I needed that outside perspective. And so the next time it happened, I started to feel, I was like, no, please, I don't want this. I'm so scared. And then I just was like, yes. And it seemed like the instant I said yes, there was this like connection, a recognition, and like a peace between me and them, where I gave them some peace.
Yeah.
Where
they're like, whoa, we're seen.
Yeah, like, okay.
We don't have to heighten to hiding underneath their partner's body to be like, hey, I'm here.
Right. And it also feels like they weren't trying to scare me. It was never about like, look at me. I'm going to fucking destroy you. It just was like, hey, we're here too.
Or like, what's the best way I can be seen by you?
Yeah. Or I don't know.
A shadow's not enough for you. Maybe I gotta be a lady covered in blood so you know that you see me.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're not even covered in blood, but that's my fear adding that on or something. Who knows? So then I was up in Ojai, recently at this at the Ojai Rancho Inn. Have you
I've
ever been
heard
there?
of
No.
it. I've never been to Ojai. I gotta go.
Oh, it's
Me
great.
too.
Yeah.
I know it's calling me, but I haven't gone.
Yeah.
It's real cute. I mean, if you like Arrowhead, you'll
Yeah.
go bananas for Ojai.
Ooh, okay.
The Ojai Rancho is really cool too because it's this like refurbished old like motor lodge from the 50s. Like all the rooms are wooden and they have hot tubs in them. And then there's this little pool area that has like the beanbag throw and like a
Okay.
little teepee where everyone goes in the teepee
Let's
and gets
have a
high.
party.
Yep.
And they have like swings in the trees and,
Yes.
and like a big fire pit. It's so
Those
sounds
things. Yeah.
awesome.
it's so cool. And there are like vortexes and stuff I think in Ojai where it's like good energy
I
and stuff.
think something. Yeah, there's something going on
There's
up
like
there.
a pink moment every day.
Whoa.
Where everything just becomes pink and you're like,
What?
whoa, your face is pink. The sky is pink. It's really beautiful.
We gotta go to Ojai.
Absolutely.
You gotta go to that. And so as soon as we went to sleep in the Ojai Rancho, all of the knots in the wood of the room, because the walls are all wooden, all the, those pine knots, they all started to be like, and like grow bigger.
What?
And I was like, oh, here we go. And my ears
happening.
started to ring so loud. And like from all the knots, like the room just went and like filled with people, as many people as could be in the room, and they were all talking to me at once. And this was
chills again.
their images were like more like shadows.
Okay, yeah.
And I couldn't hear because they were all speaking at once, and I was filled with fear.
Yep.
And then I remembered the thing from Paris, and I was like, and so I just said, yes, I hear you, yes, whatever. And they all quieted the instant I said yes. And one, for some reason, I know he was a male figure from the very back of the room, like a whole bunch of people, like 50 people in between us. He was like, may I just tell you one thing and then we'll take off?
Oh my God.
Ugh, I have such chills.
And I was like, yes. And he moved through all the people and he came right up and he said, you've been here 52 times and you're almost done.
What does that mean?
The lives.
I was like,
Oh.
okay. And it was this like,
52 times and you're almost done.
yeah.
What does that mean?
He's like, this is your 52nd time and you're almost done. And I was like, okay. And
all right, thank you.
I have chills that have been going on for
I know, I
minutes
have
on end.
constant chills.
And the weirdest thing was there was no fear to it. And when he said that, it just felt like that's what is. It didn't feel like it was negative. It didn't feel like it was positive. It just felt like, okay.
All right.
And it was so funny because the next day I was like, Greg, so this ghost guy died, I've been here 52 years. Da, da, da. And he's like, but you don't believe in past lives and you don't believe in ghosts. And I'm like, yeah, but the ghost guy died, I've been here 52 years, which means I could be upwards of over 2,000 years old, which means I could have been Jesus.
I think I'm Jesus. What
Going
if you
from
are
being
Jesus?
an atheist to being like, I think I'm Jesus.
And then Greg's like, you don't believe in Jesus. And I'm like, well, unless I was him.
Whoa.
That's so amazing. Oh my God. And also when you were talking earlier about the Bloody Lady, I was, and like made me think of this. I used to listen, I kind of fell off of it for a while, a podcast called Psychic Teachers. And one of the ladies, I believe her name is Deb.
Deb.
And she would say like when her daddy first started coming to her, it was really scary. And he was like bloody and bad.
Whoa.
And she said, you can't come to me like this. I don't want, it's too scary. You can't come to me this way. And then she said, never again. Because at first when she would see people, she would see them in this dead state that was just too scary for her.
Wow.
And then she said, I don't want to see you. That's too scary. I need to see you looking well. And then that's how she started seeing people from then on out.
Whoa. This has happened to me as well. My grandfather, who I was very close to, who I was holding as he passed away, and like watched, what happened with his body, like how his hands like instantly became so like white because all the blood, like
stops.
I was holding him and I was having a really hard time with his loss and having trouble sleeping. And for days afterwards, I was having a hard time. And Sharna Halpern of IO, of IO,
name drop,
because like Dell visits her and stuff and like does weird stuff.
Okay.
And so Sharna was talking to me at IO in Chicago, and she was like, "Hey, just every night right now, because she's done this with Dell, she was like, every night when you go to sleep, welcome him. And I was like, okay. And so I went to sleep that night and I was like, hey, Grandpa, I welcome anything. I miss you and I love you and I just welcome anything. And I fall asleep and I have this dream that I'm in this kitchen. It was like a bright yellow, happy kitchen.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there alone and all of a sudden I looked at the doorway and my grandpa walked in and I was like, Grandpa. And he was like, hi, Holly. And I was like, Grandpa, you died. And he was like, I did, sugar. I died. And I was like, Grandpa, I miss you. And he was like, oh, I miss you too. And I was like, I love you. And he said, I love you too. And then I said, do you know everything about me now? Because one of my greatest fears, like during his funeral and stuff, when I was looking at him in the casket, I was like, oh, what if now he knows like
everything?
Because he was an old Baptist preacher. And he, like, does he know I drink and smoke and bone and all this stuff? And I was so afraid he would like know the things about me that wouldn't be acceptable to him. And I just said, do you know it all? And he looked at me and he smiled and he was like, I sure do, sugar. And he goes, and I was like, oh no. Oh no. You saw me smoke that bowl. And he was like, but from where I am now, like none of that stuff matters and you have nothing to worry about. And I was like, oh, and he just kind of like communicated this stuff to me. None of it was in English. It was all just sort of meaning, like back and forth. And he just kind of told me that he was happy and he was peaceful and it was okay. And then when my other grandfather died, I did the same thing. And my other grandfather was kind of a son of a bitch. He was really mean. And like we weren't very close, except for that, like whenever he tried to really abuse me, I just like would always fight back. For some reason with him, I had some fight in me. Yeah. You know, normally when people are like, fuck you, I'm like, yeah, fuck me. Oh, man.
Yeah, but sometimes there's those ones where you're just like, no, fuck you.
How dare you.
Bring it on.
That feels so good. And I always did that with him because I would kind of see like everyone else would crumble around his stuff and I'd be like, not here, motherfucker. And so we always kind of had this, and I think he kind of liked me actually because of that.
I bet he like respected you, where he's like, good for you. But he was kind of mean, and he'd been a really bad dad to my dad. He was very abusive and all this stuff. It was really sad. And he was just not a good guy. And so I started doing that when he died, and weeks and weeks and weeks passed. And it had only been a few days with my grandpa, who was a beautiful person. Weeks and weeks and weeks passed. And every night I'd be like, I welcome you, Grandpops. Like, I'm here. And all of a sudden I go to sleep and I'm sitting in a kitchen, but it was not bright yellow. Oh my God.
It was like a darker kitchen. And I'm sitting in a kitchen and I look at the doorway and my grandfather walked in and I was like, hey, what took so long? And he goes, I was sort of waiting. I didn't have a choice. And I was like, whoa. And I said, where were you waiting? And he's like, I was sort of held in this place where he's like, there's no way to describe it to you except for that it's like sitting in a chair in a room with no walls or lights. It's just nothingness, but you can't get up. And you just have to sit there. Like, I was like, to think about your life? You know? And I was like, wow. And I mean, that kind of sounds like purgatory, right?
100%.
Right. And I was like,
100%.
And I want to be like, fuck that. No, that's bullshit. Everything's bullshit, you know? But this is what he told me. And he was like, but I'm going to go now. And I was like, okay. And I just said, hey, are you all right? Because that sounds kind of rough, you know, like not the end of the world, but rough. No, actually, literally the end of the world.
Truly the end of the world and worse.
And he's like, I'm okay. And I was like, okay, good. And he's like, I got to go and I won't be back. And I was like, okay. And I told him that I loved him and he told me that he loved me.
Whoa.
And it was like he was moving on to something or something.
As soon as you said that, I was like, he had to go be reborn.
Whoa.
He realized some stuff and he was like, I gotta go try this again.
Oh my God.
That's really interesting.
I mean, that was my first thought. I don't know.
Yeah. It's funny.
Whoa.
That's what this girl, Kat, who, she says like that you, like all your frustration with your parents or whatever, like you picked them. That's very much her opinion. She's like, you picked them to teach you the thing that you, like you picked them, motherfucker.
I mean, which is so hard.
That's why.
It's very hard because like sometimes people have really hard and traumatic lives and are literally tortured, and you're like, well, this person couldn't have picked that. But we had an episode a few months ago with Lydia Hensler.
Oh yeah.
And she talked about being a rape survivor, a 2-time rape survivor. And she was like, when talking about like, you know, her spiritual journey, and she was like, why would this happen in my life? And they were like, and I forget who she was talking to, but it was someone talking about her past life. And the person was like, because in your last life you died. This happened to you and you died. So you needed to know you could live through it. Yeah.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Like your spirit needed to know that person couldn't end you. Like,
whoa.
Or this couldn't end you, you know?
Whoa.
And I think that could be true for a lot of like really hard things. Like you needed to know that this like is your experience, but it's not you. Like this isn't, you know, it doesn't sum up your
that's
whole
so
self.
It's funny because I'm like, I don't believe it. But I remember my therapist saying like, is it useful? Is the imagery or the ideas useful? Like,
whether that's in the end,
because maybe it doesn't matter if you believe it. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like whether or not I accept the fact that the waves are crashing on the beach, it doesn't matter. They're crashing on the beach.
Yeah.
And but what Kat says is that the life of the soul, like really young souls, they're usually like very black and white of like, I am a Christian who lives by the 10 Commandments, who is a Republican, who votes this way, who like, where it's very kind of elementary because the soul can only kind of live in black and white, right and wrong, blah, blah, blah. So those are just younger souls. And then as the soul kind of gets older, it's like, oh, it's gray. Everything's gray.
It is so, like, I feel like just like only the last few years learned about like, oh, that's an old soul. And it's so wild meeting people like, because I'll meet like younger people who are just so
absolutely
chill and just get it, and it's like, oh, you're an old soul. Like now I understand. It's so cool.
And then sometimes you're like, oh, my parents, like, why? You're so frustrated with your parents, and then it's like, oh, they're so young. They're confused by me, and I'm confused by them because I might just be I got to the gray and you're black and white, you know, like, and so we just cannot understand each other. She also was saying that a lot of the like LGBTQ plus like community, like that's like the highest, oldest level of soul, because what it's coming back and choosing a life that is going to test the very fabric of like connectedness. You think about like a young gay kid getting beat up in South Dakota or whatever. The soul, that soul is like the soul has learned that ultimately it is about the interconnectedness of things. Whereas like when it's young, it's like, no, it's black and white, it's right and wrong. It's dualistic thinking. It's us and them. It's tribal. It's like, you are not in my tribe. We will fucking kill you or whatever. And then when you get up to like, oh, it is this beautiful web. Think about it. Like I will be like, I'm going to come be an LGBTQ plus like human being to really say like, okay, what is the fabric like that holds us together? And can we like test everything?
Especially to go from such like childhood isolation to then like accept yourself, come out, tell other people, and then find love later on the other side when you started off so lonely. Like that's a big journey.
Yeah, for sure. Whoa. For sure.
Yeah.
And it freaks out the people who are like, no, it's black and white. It has to be man
black
and female,
white
man and
freaks.
woman. But,
Yes.
like it has to be that way. And I always think that with straight people. I'm always like, why do you care?
Yeah,
like,
who gives a shit?
do you
All
fuck
the
who you
time.
want to fuck?
I was like, well, for like
gives a
religious
shit?
people,
You
I'm like,
don't have to fuck anybody you don't want to.
God ever thinks about someone's genitals? Do you think he's worried about like what you do with a penis or a vagina more than he worries about if you shit?
Right.
It's
just part of the day.
Marriage was created because of like property stuff
Yes.
pretty recently, and we're like, no,
And people
the divine
still-
creator of the universe cares about that marriage certificate.
Yeah.
What?
No,
People
no,
still
no,
do
no, no.
because of tax breaks.
Right.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
like,
Mano and I are technically common law married.
ooh, that's so great.
You get breaks from it?
No, not yet.
That's all I think marriage is really, is like just doing your taxes.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's,
it makes it
it's someone
easier,
who's
whatever.
like, we have to do it. And you're like, ugh, okay.
All right.
Man, this has gone a bit long, but it's been so amazing.
been
I feel like we should
awesome.
do 5 more with you or something.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll come back. And you gotta come on mine. I'll come on
Yeah.
yours.
Yes, I
feel
definitely
like
want to.
you're at the beginning of like this new phase of your life.
Yeah.
That's so exciting and fun.
Yeah.
Feels good, right?
It feels so good. It feels so unfamiliar.
Which is so fun.
Yeah.
That's so exciting.
Yeah. It's I mean, I guess better late than never. I've always been a late bloomer. Like it's taken me a long time to figure things out.
Yeah.
I'm so, because I was raised this way, I'm so concrete of a thinker so often that I do, and sometimes I think honestly that's what my comedy comes from, is where I'm accidentally saying stuff that's how I see the world. That's like, my dumb example of this is that I was sitting at a stoplight looking at this storage unit called Eagle Storage, and I was like, wow. And Greg was like, what? And I was like, this must be a really unique town. We were in this little one-horse town. I said, it must be so unique. He said, why? And I was like, that so many people would have eagles, but they would need an eagle storage. And he started laughing, and I was like, and then I try to, and then I go, oh, and I realized that that's most of the laughs I get on stage is I didn't mean to get a laugh.
Genuinely
And
say
then I
something like-
act like I'm like, yeah, I know it's
Oh, yeah, I
funny.
meant to do that really funny joke.
Yeah, but I don't. I'm like,
So many people have to store their eagles here.
yeah. I'm like, if it says Eagle Storage, I'm like,
It's for eagles.
there's a whole bunch of eagles being stored in there. And then I'm like, it must be like a doggy hotel.
Yes.
I just did it the other day at a stoplight sitting here in LA. I was looking at this spinning liquor store sign, and it
Yeah.
said silver liquor. And I was like, I've heard of Goldschlager. I've never drank silver liquor. And I'm
whole
like,
store dedicated to silver liquor.
and I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's okay to drink silver. I think silver is like,
It'll turn you blue.
yeah, I mean, we all had to take our silver fillings out.
Yeah.
I don't think people should be drinking silver. This is what I'm thinking the whole
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
It's not till I like drive away. I'm like, oh, is that the name of the store?
Oh, it's gotta be. That's
So
gotta
even
be.
before you started smoking pot, you had pot person's brain.
That's
yeah.
really true. Maybe that's why I like pot, is because I'm like, right, we're all like this,
We
right?
all think this way now, right? That is so funny.
Before we wrap it up, can we listen to a listener story?
Yeah.
Just that
Hi, Mercy and Betsy. I just got done listening to the episode with Jocelyn and thought I would call in and tell you guys about all the paranormal shit that happens once you become a mom. I apologize right now for my Midwestern mom accent. There's nothing I can do about it, but I know it's the worst. So I have 3 kids, and I will say the most blatantly paranormal and most common thing that happens is I will wake up in the middle of the night for no reason. It won't be because I'm stressed. It won't be because I have to go to the bathroom. Like, truly, I just wake up and I'm like, you have that feeling like, why the fuck am I awake right now? And 30 seconds to a minute later, one of the kids will start crying. And it happens so often now that it doesn't freak me out. And sometimes I'll even like roll over and punch my husband and be like, go get up and get a bottle. And he'll be like, what? Like, why? No, what? And because no one's up, nothing's happening. And in a couple seconds, one of the kids will start crying. And I have even looked through our Nest Cam, which is like our little baby monitor, to see if like, oh, maybe I heard him like let out a few cries like while I was sleeping, and that's what woke me up, and then he took a pot. No, like he is dead asleep, and then I look over at the time I woke up on the camera and he's dead asleep, and he has been for the past 3 hours, and then he will just all of a sudden start crying. It's truly wild. It happens so often now that it doesn't even freak me out. I will say the other common things are like just knowing what your kid is feeling and thinking to a level, and if you're not like bringing it to your consciousness, it happens subconsciously, and you can just think like, oh, it's like mom instinct or whatever. But like if you truly like think about it in the moment it's happening, it's like it's more than just instinct, and it bleeds into other parts of your life. So, an example would be, your kid is fussing and, you've already done all the normal things, change their diaper, feed them, burp them, whatever. And I'll be like, he's itchy. And he also is a little hot, so you need to change his outfit into something cotton, and then also take him in his room and let the fan, be on him for a little bit. And my husband will be like, you are insane. Like, where, what? And I'll be like, just do it. And he'll do it, and the kid will calm down. And that happens, and that skill gets developed, that it like starts to bleed into stuff where like I know what my husband is thinking before he says anything. I know I will start singing a song out loud, and my husband will be like, I was just thinking of that song. And I'll be like, yeah, get with it, bitch. Like, I'm into it now, haven't you noticed? But it's one of the most wild things about being a mom. I love it. I think it's great. And I should say, I'm a science person. I have a degree in science. I work in science. And since having kids, it's just something that you just realize there's so much we don't know. And just because we don't understand it doesn't make it, not real. But when it happens so often and consistently and is so strong when you tap into it, when you're a mom, you truly start to understand oh yeah, this is like a thing. And like Marcy said, it's completely related to the fact that you've grown these people inside your body. You have their cells circulating in your body for the rest of your life. Their DNA is in you for the rest of your life. It's wild and it's lovely, and I really enjoy it. So I'm sure you will get some emails and calls from other moms, because I know especially the crying thing happens to a lot of other moms. But I love the podcast. I listen to it every day. Thank you guys so much for doing what you do. I listen to the Oscar reoccurring dream one at least once a week because it's the funniest fucking episode. You girls rock, ladies. Love you. Thanks. Bye.
Wow. Being a mom is wild.
It sounds so trippy.
It's not so hard. You don't get any sleep. I need my sleep.
I know.
You already don't get sleep.
I know. Maybe I should have been a mom. She sounds like such a good mom,
Yeah,
and we want her to be our mom.
You sound like an awesome mom.
Also, love your accent. So I don't
Yeah,
know
we
what
love
you're
it. Be
talking
proud.
about.
Never apologize.
Wow.
That's so wild.
Also, I think there is something to just being when you're around someone, you just start picking up on all the things with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say Mano and I have done that song thing where I've been thinking of a song all day, and then he'll start singing. I'm like, wait, did we talk about this song? And he's like, no. I was thinking, that's been in my head. Get out of here. It's such a crazy feeling.
Yeah. I don't know what that is.
Yeah. I don't either. I don't know.
But I want to know what is waking her up. Is it is it just a psychic connection, or is it that the thing, something is about to brush her child or something, and it also brushes her?
Yeah.
It's
so weird.
It's so hard to know. Yeah. I don't know, because my mom, I've been in different states, and then she's been woken up to be something happened.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah. Once she called me, she's like, what happened last night? And I was like, What do you mean? She's like, I woke up in the middle of the night.
Cheetahs.
Well, it was that
I ate a bunch of gas station food.
I was followed home by a guy, and then he like hid behind a car.
Wait, really?
Yeah, in New York. I saw him, and then I was like I had interaction with him, and he was like asking for money, and I was like, you should go talk to I was like, that store right there, it's open 24 hours and the people are very nice, you should go talk to them. And then because he was like wanting bus fare or something, that was like something like he had like a long story about why. And so I was walking down my street, like on 85th Street on the Upper West Side, and I was like, fuck, he's behind me. And so I just like ducked into a building where there's a doorman, and I was like, I'm so sorry, there's someone, I think they're following me. And he's like, let me go check. He's like, you just sit here on my stool. And so he popped out and came back. He's like, oh yeah, he's hiding behind a car. So
oh my god,
he's like, let's just hang out for a bit and I'll walk you home.
Mario.
God bless you, Mario.
Good
More
Mario.
Marios in this world.
He was young and hot too.
Oh shit, his name is Mario. God damn.
But yeah, weird. And then my mom knew, like, she was like, yeah, I knew something happened.
Wow.
Oh boy.
But she might just most nights wake up and be like,
Marcy. Kevin.
I remember one morning I woke up and there were blankets hanging over all the the rods, the curtain rods in every bedroom, and there was a blanket over every window. And I was like, Mom, what's going on? And she was like, there was a peeping Tom last night. I feel like when I was little, there were always peeping Toms. Like that was a thing in my town.
I feel it was such a thing. Like,
right? Was it
for a while?
Right?
Where it was like, yep, that's a peeping Tom.
and we're all just like, God, bye.
Yeah.
I gotta put the blankets over the windows again.
He's out there again.
it is
peeping.
before we realized what peeping Toms were
Yeah,
capable
I think
of.
so.
Right.
You didn't know that that's just the beginning of their story.
Right.
It's not the end.
I remember, I may have said this on this podcast, but I remember my sisters used to scare me because there was this like religious group of people that would go from house to house. I don't know, I can't remember what, but they would always be dressed up in like suits and dresses, and there'd be little kids and stuff. And anytime they'd come near our house, my sisters are like, they're gonna kidnap you and make you wear a dress forever. And I was just like, hide me. Like I remember when our parents weren't there, just being like, I have to hide. Don't you tell them I'm here.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
The idea of wearing
torment.
a dress was
Oh God.
hell on earth.
God, this has been so
This
fun,
has been
Holly.
awesome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks
it
for
really
coming
made my
on.
day.
Tell everyone where to find you or what you want to plug, all the stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm Holly Laurent on Instagram and Laurent Holly on Twitter. And,
Switch it up. Yeah.
Play with Soundtrack on Fridays. That's why I cross paths with
Oh,
you
yeah.
at UCB Franklin. That's fun. I only got in the show so that I could get in the green room so I could get on this pod.
That's how
And
it
it
works.
worked.
That's
That's
how
how
it
it
works.
works.
And I love Mary Holland so much. And I always would see her hugging and kissing you in the green room. And I was like, I want to hug and kiss Betsy.
Oh, and now we do.
And then check out your podcast, Mega.
Mega the
Mega,
podcast,
that
wherever you
sounds
listen to your podcast.
So fun.
It's so fun. You got to come on.
I'm in.
Oh, we just laugh and laugh and laugh.
I bet.
Will Hines just did it, and he came out the gate so fun. He played like a third string guitar player in the worship band who could never like get on to the main stage.
Oh, that's so
Good.
funny.
So good.
That's so good.
Thank you so much, Holly.
Yay! Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for listening to A Funny Feeling.
If you have a paranormal experience that you would like to share, please send us a voice memo, or you can email us just a letter at funnyfeelingpod@gmail.com. I'm Marcy.
I'm Betsy, and don't shit your pants.
That was a HeadGum podcast.